Okay, before I start, let me clear first thing first that this video is not for the this video is this I am making this video for personal purposes as I want to improve my communication skills and to make myself aware and we should improve ourselves, and this video is going to help me in competitive exam also. So I have just choose this current affairs because we have to find ways to improve ourselves and our communication skills and make ourselves aware what is happening in our surroundings. So let's start the current affairs based on the Hindu newspaper from 1st April. I am going to cover from 1st April 2020 to 15th April 2020. Okay, on 1st April 2020, first news is officials of Tabligh Jamaat charged with defined restrictions. As we know that how Tablighi Jamaat were defined the restriction as instructed by the Delhi government. So they were charged on the basis of Epidemic Disease Act 1897, and most of them were hospitalized and quarantined. And second news on the 1st April was I am covering very brief news. It is not in detail. We will cover very slowly. So, and the second topic is government cuts interest rates on NSC PPF. As government has decreased the interest rates on NSC and PPF, national saving certificates, as we can get national saving certificates from post banks. They have assured premium, they have assured returning interest on that certificates. Like if we put our money in the banks deposit account, they will give hardly 4%, but if we invest on national saving certificate, it varies from 8 to 9%. So the government has cut interest on national saving certificates. And PPF means public provident fund, as a salaried class have account on public provident fund. Some portion of their salary is deposited on PPF from the company, and on that account they received some interest. But now government is also cut interest rates on PPF. And uh, okay, uh, okay, moving forward. And the third topic is 70 years of diplomatic relation between China and India from 1950 to 2020. And very recently it has become 70 years as diplomatic relations between China and India. We can read details about China India relationship. You can follow on you can read on Wikipedia China India relation, how it has go through in 70s years, and from Panchshil to Doklam, and very recently in uh, skirmishes on the Sikkim and some parts of Uttarakhand. No, Uttarakhand is on Nepal and India mainly. And for from China we can get disputes on Ladakh, eastern Ladakh region. Eastern Ladakh region, Pangong Lake near about disputed boundary. And in Galwan Valley. It is also in Ladakh, and Galwan and Pangong. Okay, you can follow news daily. You will get easily what is happening in our boundary area. Okay, this is a brief news, and we will also cover about Galwan, and that's what is happening. It is we are here dealing only April months current affair. Okay, hydroxychloroquine combination allowed as the health ministry and ICMRs allowed hydroxychloroquine with azithromycin under close monitoring for those patients COVID-19 positive patients who are severely case. In April, we see there are very news comes about SCQ in how Donald Trump warned India about if India not release hydroxychloroquine, then they can make some tough decision for India. But later India released hydroxychloroquine for US, but it is very advertised and is its result is still in in progress, and don't know whether it is works on COVID-19 patient or not, but still and WHO has also warned about not to use hydroxychloroquine as trial, but their expert committee has allowed India to do on trial basis for on certain limits. So India is still doing trials hydroxychloroquine and antimalarial drugs for COVID-19 patients who are severely okay. On 2nd April 2020, there was news about lack of PPE. PPE, personal protective equipment. It is a protective gears for doctors and medical staffs, and as we know that COVID-19 has become very severe disease, a very infectious disease, and it is a contagious disease. It can catch as we can catch cold from others, even faster than colds. So the importance of PPE has become important because there was lack of PPE in most of the hospitals, and even masks were not available in India at that time, but now hopefully it is available, and India has started production of PPE in large number. And next topic is NIA files case over Kabul Gurudwara attack. Very recently in Afghanistan, Kabul, there was a attack in Gurudwara. Now here is point how National Investigation Agency file in others country. Very recently, the NIA Act was amended last year, giving the agency powers to register cases regarding attacks on foreign source if victims were Indian citizens. There is a change in there is amended in powers of in NIA Act, so that if the victim is Indians, then NIA can file charge. The attack which killed Kabul attack, Kabul Gurudwara attack, which killed 27 people, was allegedly carried out by three Islamic State terrorists, one of whom was later identified as a resident of Kasaragod in Kerala. Uh, one of the as we from Kerala, one of the terrorists was from Kerala. That's why NIA filed case in Gurudwara attack in Kabul, Afghanistan. Okay, RBI allows export proceed to be kept abroad for 15 months, hikes WMA limits of state governments by 30%. Now RBI has in hikes WMA limit, as there was a constraints of money. That's why RBI WMA limits hikes. What is WMA? WMA is ways and means advances. Ways and means advances, and WMA is used by RBI under its credit policy to provide to states banking with it to help them tide over temporary mismatches in the cash flow of their receipt and payments. If there is mismatches in the receipt and payment, banks which are with RBI's and states, even like Bihar, UP, they have mismatches of receipts and payments due to lockdown. So RBI's allowed them the limit by 30% for states governments and even for banking sectors. So there are now here is a point to ways and means advances. There are two ways and means advances. One is a special and second is normal. A special, if you are going, if any government or state government or bank is going for taking advantage of ways and means, then generally it will go first normal, that is without collateral. There is no need for any collateral to get the benefit of ways and means from the RBI. And if they want more money, then they have to go with second ways and means advances, that is special. It requires collateral, means now bank or state governments have to give some security to the RBI. Okay, then hopefully we have understand what is ways and means advances. It is for states and banks, and there are two types of ways and means, a special and normal. In the first instance, we use normal without collateral, and in the second instance we use a special ways and means advances which required collateral, that is security from the government and banks. They have to deposit to the RBI. Okay, now PM cares, this fund has recently created by our prime ministers. Its full form is very important, we should go through its full form. PM's cares full form is Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Fund. There are four trustees for PM cares: PM itself and Defense, Home Minister and Finance Minister. And PM cares, there is very criticized in the newspaper columns about PM cares and PM NRF, matlab Prime Minister National Relief Fund, as there was already fund for emergency situation like COVID-19 and lockdown. Then what is the use of PM cares? But still it is in progress, and it is people used to donate to PM cares because there are tax benefits in PM cares, and even a company can donate on PM cares and get benefits of CSR, corporate social responsibility, which is compulsory for the company or corporates in India. Okay, and very recently about PM cares is it is not a public authority, so RTI does not apply on PM cares, but it is still dispute about it should be under RTI or not. There are some PIL and cases in Supreme Courts and High Courts. Okay, now moving forwards, deadly we here get some deadly pandemics which happened earlier and very recent COVID-19 in 1990. It is a there was a Spanish flu. The virus was H1N1 virus. It is most severe pandemic Its gene is from avian origin, and at least 50 million deaths means 5 crore people were died due to a Spanish flu in 1918-19, and about 5 million people were infected means 50 crore people were infected from a Spanish flu. It is about one third of the world population in 1918 and 1919. Then Asian flu, which happened in 1957-58, H2N2 virus, and it killed or infected 1.1 million. In 1968-99 Hong Kong flu, the virus is H3N2 virus and it killed 1 million people. In 2009-10 swine flu, H1N1 virus, it killed 5 lakh 70 or killed or infected. We have to confirm about this. 5 lakh 75,000 people. And in 2019 COVID-19 43,000 up to till 1st April 2020 had killed and infected 8 lakh 74,000, but the statistics and data has drastically changed, and it has far more than this. Okay, now moving forward, geofencing app will be used to locate quarantine violators. It was first used by Kerala as geofencing app, and this because any app can't be used by any state governments or governments without any backing law. So the Kerala government used for geofencing app Indian Telegraph Act 8085. From this act, Kerala government used geofencing app and CQAS. The app is CQAS COVID-19 Quarantine Alert System for those who violate the quarantines. And here is some important editorials. Save forest, save people. Destruction of forest sends wild animals and the deadly viruses they carry closer to humans. As we know that nowadays we are destroying our resources and forests on large level and large scale, so it is impossible to stop wild animals to come closer to human settlements. As very recently knew, we heard about news how a pregnant elephant was killed. It happens because nowadays they have limited forest for them, and lack of corridor to move from one parts of the forest to other parts. That's why wild animals uh, visit in human settlement for their foods, for in search of foods, and they get they get mm, attacked by humans, and even they attack on human settlements. Now this news is about why viruses is coming to humans, because there we earlier used to stay in jungles and forest, but now uh, we have left a forest far before, so now our immunity has not able to sustain such viruses, and if wild animals uh, and if we eat meat of wild animals, it may carry viruses like coronavirus, and it can make threat to humans, and even get even killed humans lives. And it is a suspect case about coronavirus. It was saying that It has spread in Hubei in Hubei province, Yuan city, that it has spread from Yuan meat market, as there was illegal market in some parts of the China, and even every country has some illegal markets about wild animals, but and it was believed that it has spreads from pangolin, and how pangolin had get that coronavirus, it has get from bat, but it is still a matter of research, and from where exactly it has spread coronavirus, it is not clear till now. Some believes that it has human create this virus, or some believe that it has spread from animal mates. Okay, now about this editorial, why virus is spread to the humans, because of now here I am reading for this. The rapid spread of SARS-CoV-2 virus across the world has focused attention on seemingly invisible processes that help pathogens originally found in wild animals make the leap to humans. Diseases of animals' origin such as Ebola, HIV, severe acute respiratory syndrome, Middle East respiratory syndrome, bird flu, and swine flu have raised alarm over potential pandemic in recent years, and the COVID-19 pandemic has confirmed the worst fear of scientists. As we can know, Nipah has spreads from bats to pigs and Handra bats to horses. Biodiversity in forest harmlessly retain dangerous viruses and other pathogens amongst a vast pool of wild animals away from people. What this phenomenon makes clear is that government should stop viewing undisturbed landscape as an impediment to economic growth. As COVID-19 has proved, this short term high growth trajectory can come to an abrupt halt with a pandemic. It would be well to roll back its dilution of environmental clearance systems, strengthen it with a mandate to states, and leave protected area to scientific experts. There is mounting evidence that environmental protection confers health protection. Pristine forests with diverse species keep viruses virtually bottled up out of humans' way. They should be left undisturbed. Now this article is talking about we should not dilute the environment clearance systems, and uh, to if we will do so, then it can make worse in the coming year. Now we can say a very in tiny virus has halt our globe. We can understand the seriousness of this. We should protect our environment, and especially we should stop illegal and dilution of environment clearance systems. But now corporates are um, in the words of Arundhati Roy, she said in one's article that we believe government is corrupt, but it is not true. Government is corrupt or not, it is a matter of understanding. Government actually do what they do, but how governments become corrupted, we have to understand first thing that it is big corporates, they manipulate and lobby. Those who are very strong will always going to manipulate and lobby into the governments, and government have to follow it. So okay, so we have to understand we should stop dilution of environmental clearance systems. And in the globe we can heard a very highlighted news about environments, that is in Sweden. A 16 years old girl, uh, uh, I forget her name. She protested in road near his parliament. Then Globe listened to him, listened to her. But now we can get in the pandemic situation. Our government has also cleared some environment related work, forest related, mining related works. But on one side we tear for our elephant. Okay, now moving forward. OTT is over the top. Platforms such as Hotstar, Netflix, Amazon Prime's Video. Now Dish TV and Tata Sky, it is going to phase out because of OTT platforms. It is a new era of OTT that is very popular. We can get some good episodes, and it is not there is no government has no rules and regulation about on their platforms, and they can show without censors by the governments. So OTT is a over the top platforms which has Hotstar, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, etc. Okay, now moving forwards, Arogya Setu app. COVID-19 government has launched Arogya Setu app for tracking app. It is a tracking app using GPS and Bluetooth. It is developed by NIC under MIT, Ministry of Information and Technology, by, uh, by Union Health Ministry. Okay, launched by Union Health Ministry. It was launched by Union Health Ministry, developed by NIC under MIT, and its name is Arogya Setu. Now, editorial one more important editorial, the spectre of a post COVID-19 world. M.K. Narayanan has written this editorial. The pandemic could not have come at a more difficult time. The global order could see major changes. Now, according to his editorials, now global is changing. Just definitely, it is changing. China has experienced earlier epidemic like SARS in 2003, and Asian Development Bank has also indicate that India could lose about $30 billion, but now it has more than $30 billion because it was news in April. So it is about what would be what should going to the what should impact of lockdown on our economy and the world, about their power. And US is no longer the global power that it once was, and it is believed that US is no longer the global power. But no, it is still it is an editorial, but US is still a global power. And in his article he gives some social concern, that is extended isolation according to psychologists can trigger a different kind of pandemic, even leading to possible suicidal tendencies, fit of anger, depression, alcoholism, and eccentric behavior patterns. Yes, this is very important point. We should know that in lockdown periods, uh, in if we considered about USA, 4 crore people have lost their jobs, and in India even worse. So it is a natural and human tendency to think about suicidal tendency and fit of angers and quarrel, and we fight with our friends on WhatsApp, Facebook, and comment each others. It is a human behavior. We don't understand why we are behaving like that, but it was because of lockdown and due to uncertainties of futures, what is going to happen after unlock one, and how when should we get job, that is a social concern. And okay, and digital factor, the rise of digital autocracy could lead to digital repression, and the age of artificial intelligent power surveillance create a capacity for predictive control and what is often referred to as social management. Then a digital factor has also become important in this COVID-19 lockdown, because we can get a very brief example about a Zoom app, which is not safe according to Ministry of Home Affairs, but it's after the lockdown, its popularity has become immense, and many schools, colleges, and meetings are done on such platforms. So now people are also thinking about digital classes in futures. So no need to go to schools, but still it is a debatable topic. So it has become about now we have discussed a lot of 5 days of current affair. We will continue in next video from 6 March. Okay, yes, 6 March is just a small topic. It is earlier month topic has written here, that is next is 7th April. But okay, let's complete this 6 March 2020. Maybe missed this topic, so I have written here. RT-PCR is a lab-based test for coronavirus. Its full form is reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction. It is a laboratory technique. ये एक laboratory It is a laboratory technique combining reverse transcription of RNA into DNA. It's combining RNA into DNA and amplification of a specific DNA target using polymerase chain reaction. And from RT-PCR, it gave the result of COVID-19 positive or negative is 100% sure. But on the other side, there is also test about antibodies, that is may be true and it may be false. It may so the best uh, result shows by RT-PCR. Okay, from the next video we will deal from 7th April. Okay.